Hi, my name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend with a comparison of the OnePlus 10 Pro to the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus. Let me just start off by saying if you're considering either of these phones, you are considering a very good phone. So in this video, I will highlight some of the key differences of these two phones to help you with your buying decision. Let's do this. The OnePlus 10 Pro has got a 6.7-inch screen, whereas the Samsung S22 has got a 6.6-inch screen. Both of the phones have an under-the-display fingerprint authentication, and the S22 has got a whopping 750 nits of peak brightness. What that means is how well they will perform in direct sunlight. There's also a small difference in the PPI, that's pixels per inch. But the Samsung's got 393 PPI versus 525 PPI. That's actually a PPI count I haven't seen like since the S10s or something. That's a very high number. But rest assured you will be able to watch all the contents of your heart's desire on these two phones. The 10 Pro's got a 5000 mAh battery, whereas the S22 Plus has got a 4500 mAh battery. And I must say the 10 Pro's got a 65 watt charger in the box, or 80 watt charger if it's the big one, this one. I will charge it in around half an hour, so that's just most brilliant. Whereas on the S22 Plus, you will not be able to charge the phone in under an hour. I must say that was very loud. Both of the phones are very evenly matched in the Geekbench, as you can see here. A little interesting thing is that the top performing core runs at 3 GHz on the OnePlus, whereas it's only 280 on the S22 Plus, but that's because this is the Exynos version. And another thing I want to show you is this, the size of the gigabytes installed. Okay, so this actually has got 12 gigs of internal storage, whereas this only's got 8 gigs of internal storage. But let me just show you one thing real quick. You can do this on both of the phones. If you go into settings and type RAM, then there is this RAM extension and there's the RAM Plus on the S22. And what that means is now you're actually able to move this shooter and choose how much extra RAM you want to take and use from the built-in SSD hard disk actually. So that's pretty cool. And here you can see I've chosen on the top of my 8 gigs, I've chosen 4 gigs extra. You could choose 8 gigs extra. And in this case, I've chosen 8 gigs extra on the 10 Pro. And that now means that I got a whopping 12 gigs of RAM on the 10 Pro. And let me just show you the 3D Mark stress test. Also, this is a stress test that runs for 20 loops. And you can see here, actually, they're very much the same because it's the stability you want to look out for. Because if you're gaming for like this extended period of time, say 20 minutes, then you want to have a nice stability. And this is stable around 6000 and this is stable around 4500, I can see. And this is, mind you, this is the Exynos version. So if you live in the States or elsewhere, these two phones will be much more similar in that performance measurement here. But you can see here, for instance, it came down 50% in battery life during that 20 minutes run. In regards to the temperature, I would like to state that both of these phones, they become hot, but you're still able to handle them with ease actually. So it's not like super cooking plate hot or anything. In regard to call quality, these phones are also very similar. This one is very loud on your end, but it has poorer quality to the caller set than the S22 Plus, and I've just tested this in a couple of calls, where this one is actually very quiet. So if you like in very noisy environments, I would recommend you to buy the OnePlus, just because you yourself will be more able to listen to what the caller says. Okay, let's just have a quick look at the physics. There is just something about the edges on the S22 Plus. It's the same on this S22. The ordinary one, but it just cuts a little bit into your hand when you do this flip to motion, like if it was a potato peeler, and it's not a nice feeling. But of course, if you're gonna buy a case, that will not matter to you whatsoever. The OnePlus 10 Pro is much better in that regard, much nicer feel, but then of course there was this little matter of the bending. But if you can see here, I'm just applying like, I would say like ordinary pressure to the phone now, and I'm not bending it even the slightest. So if you are afraid of Jerry Rig Everything's video that you can watch up here, then I would say it's not of a concern of a normal user. But then that said, if you're planning on having this phone in your back pocket, you should not buy this phone. I would strongly recommend you not to. I forgot to say these phones both run on Android 12 out of the box, and both of them are around 200 grams. Lastly, in the end here, I want to put some focus on the OnePlus 10 Pro because I've written a lot of notes on this. So here they are. This is the best OnePlus phone I've used to this date. Also the OnePlus Nord 2, by the way, is a good phone. It is just sweet all the way through. It's also a good software experience with lots of options. So therefore, I conclude that critics of this phone must be the old OnePlus to traditionalists, royalists, I would say, like the first movers of the old OnePlus brigade, because if you're not one of them, then this is a very cool phone all the way through. The general experience you get from using this OnePlus 10 Pro is just pure luxury all the way through, and it's got that silent vibration and, let's just see it, silent vibration and sound off toggle switch right up there. And also the camera. The camera is the best I've tried on a OnePlus phone. I also tried the OnePlus 9 Pro. I wasn't super impressed with that. You can watch a video on that up here. But now we are on equal terms as the Samsung S22 in my opinion, or at least very, very close. You can watch a video camera comparison of these two phones also up here that I have made. And also I will be running some pictures across the screen right now with some pictures so you can compare. My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and I'll see you in the next one.